Tell your neighbor, do not greet me out of a guilty conscience. Yeah? So, Paid Up is an event, or this is something for entrepreneurs by entrepreneurs. Yes, we do have a script that we might be reading from, but in essence, you are the guys that are controlling the whole process. Are we together? So I want you to turn to the person seated on the left, the right, the back, the front, if there is, and just ask them, hi, how are you doing? How's your day? What do you do? Who are you? Briefly. Please do not take numbers right now, you'll take numbers later. I can see some brothers there, they're like, thank you so much. So just greet. Now this one. Okay, if you do not know them, look at the back. Turn to the back, look at someone else and how you doing. Find out how they do, ask them what they do. Yeah, and then tell you one very interesting thing about themselves. Awesome. Now I've seen the event starting to die down. So I know some people cannot go beyond 3 seconds. So how many of you know why you're here? And how many you can share why you're here? Yeah, just briefly about the event.
Hi, my name is Timothy. I believe I'm here to learn about how entrepreneurs fail and they come back very fast. Yeah, and to share my experiences too and to learn from each other.
So the brother is next to something. Oh, you want to say something? Or you do? Okay. Oh yeah, you're still knowing each other. Okay, sawa. Kindly speak out with the okay, they were silent. So, this guest is a very interesting person who, I believe, has shattered some records that we have not had here. He did some very crazy thing. He did some very crazy thing, and as he even comes here, I'm going to prepare you guys with one thing. So, there's a that's number one. The hashtag is staying up. Start following Twitter handles. Yeah? One, at Tech Sahara. Two, at Naina. Three. Oh, you need to continue. No, I'll not mention your Twitter handle. So, is this the two? Hashtag is staying on Twitter. And then you have at Naina, and then you have at Tech Sahara. So, our guest this evening, his Twitter handle is at Uncle Boli. He is Mr. Boniface. I'll not say any more about him. Please put your hands together as we welcome Boniface. We then come forward our guest for the evening. If you have any questions, this is the day for him to provide answers for us. Boniface, how are you?
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you for asking. Yes. Okay. Karibu sana. And
I know you, but this guy is don't know you. So who are you?
okay.
Yes, and what business do you run?
My name is Boniface Milenji. I'm the founder and CEO of Samaten.com. At Samaten, we specialize in provision of services, and we've been doing this for the last 3 years. I would say we are quite successful. We make decent money. I have a team of 7 guys. We have our services spread over our country. So we are very choosy in terms of customers that we talk to. But most of them are schools, we have utility companies, and local companies. And then we also have churches and basically anybody who has the need to talk to people and must say, that is a potential customer. So in brief, that is I and what I do.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. And also, so this, you talked about you're very choosy about your customer.
Yeah.
I just want to know, probably from your information, like, how's your business plan? Like, how did you come up with that whole idea? How did you get to conceptualize it? Just take us through that whole process, like you started from here, this is what I did,
Yeah.
How did you come out of that? And did you just wake up and then you're like an entrepreneur, or was there something that you're doing before?
Okay. Yeah, it's quite a story. I'll be glad to tell it. So even before we started doing these things, since the theme today is talking about failures and looking for ways through which you fail and keep on moving on. Even before we got into tech entrepreneurship, we were doing other things previously. Some of them which were very successful, but we kept moving on. But as you probably requested me to say, this entire thing started when I was a student at the University of Nairobi. Second year, I was doing computer science. So it's over the holidays, just like December holidays, I moved for the holidays to spend some time with family and my parents. And it's when there that I had some promotion in my neighborhood, and people, if someone was talking to their kid in a very harsh way, since the kid had not brought home their report forms. Most of us have been public schools, and the way these schools have been positioned is that people sit for exams and then you go on for the holidays and then they decide about the report forms or 2 year services or even both. So it's during that promotion I also remember that when we were also schooling, we also had some few kids who would also do similar or make similar moves. When we go to phone to get kids who are in their post office addresses, so that their parents will never receive the report cards. So being in at the University of Nairobi and having done a few programming classes, I put myself to task and decided I think we can solve this problem using technology. And so I set up to do a very simple software. We used to call it School SMS then. It was mainly to help schools receive this information to parents. So we go to a school, we configure asking to buy a modem, and then we use that modem to send out messages to parents. So that is how we started, and we've been improving it all along, trying to make it better all along. And we didn't get where we are about chance. Things happen which probably we talk about some of them along the way, but it has been a continuous process of refinement. Looking for ways to better yourself. That is probably how we got to where we are. Yeah.
And this was you were saying that you just had a commercial outside.
Yeah.
And that's how the business, you had a light bulb moment.
Yeah.
But in all your time, like, what was the most exciting part about starting a business? Or maybe just even put it in a more clear way.
Yeah.
Like, ever since you've been running, until today, are there moments that when you're starting out, you would consider as, wow, this one was a very exciting moment? I know we're at a fail up event, and people are waiting to hear, okay, how did it fail? But let's start first of all, what was the most exciting bit about it?
Yeah, I think, that's several. But I think there was one which really stands out. So, when I came up with that software, the very first thing that we did was move to schools. And schools from where I come from the so it's where I got few schools here and there. My mom was also a teacher, so she connected with a few principals. So we went to those schools and then we introduced our services, some of them took it up, most of them did it. We came to that later. But then we got to a point where there was these rooms from Denmark. We had organized a competition where it was called IPO for Teams. The idea behind this competition was to bring up all these guys with those crazy, nice ideas related to businesses in the future. And these guys would look at the very best ideas and they would finance it with some cash. And so we enlisted. Little did we know that there was also another company that was being, in a way, sponsored by NIDA. Neither of us at that time were very successful in organizing this. There was a campaign to save and deliver food to guys. It was a very huge launch. So it was a very huge social media campaign that was very successful. So Neither had built a name for themselves. They had these guys who are being connected. We, on the other hand, I only had a team of 5 guys from school. So amongst the prizes to be competed for, there was obviously the money, but then we also had something we called the crowd management award. The idea behind this thing is whoever draws out of attention will be the guy that we say has won this particular category. So Neither been listed all their followers and they had guys working for them. Not really Neither, but a company that is white and Neither. But they don't get a test. The company was like, yeah. So Neither was pushing. We knew that some was unlimited. So
That's even was what.
So we had to think about how to meet these guys. Because we were so into social media, so what these but then we had all these networks from the university. So we managed to get students go to a point where the minor guys stopped competing because it was a lost cause. So that the lesson here is not being repeated. The lesson here is getting in that position where you got to give it your all. It may appear like you are losing, but you got to go back to the drawing board and rethink of other strategies. And in fact, to us, was one of those, at least for me, understanding very, very key moment for us. Yeah. I don't know what Sam
No, I just have a question. Because it's funny that you remember that day. I forgot about it. Because I received a call from my order, which is one of the biggest startups so far with Wikipedia. And they say, which I want to bring this over. It requires you to log in on this platform with your LinkedIn account. Okay? And so when you log in, you get against us. No, but I think it's a project like this case. Pull that through. We've never thought you created a lot of new LinkedIn accounts.
Yeah, you can bet we did also that. Yeah, so we enlisted guys and millions of you're not there. Yeah, it's often not a very nice thing to do, but sometimes you go to do what you have to do to survive. I think I'm proud of that.
So is there anyone else? Please feel free if you have a question in between our conversation. You can just raise your hand or make some noise and then we'll just come and give it to you. Please do not scream. When people start trying. So you talked about you guys were taking on giants. Let me say you're actually taking on giants. So I think it was a classical case of David Bitcoin. Hands down. Yeah. So here's the question: are there some lessons that probably you can share with us, or even people within the group, also the audience, on when it comes to taking on giants, like you have said? Yes, you have said you have to do what you have to do sometimes, but are there? So I know there's no blueprint of when you're taking on. There's only one thing: faith. Yes, you should have a hope. So do you think there are tips that probably you would share with some of us who maybe are starting out like a development company and not competing with the likes of PS? Is it a lost cause or?
I don't think so. I think the everybody has a chance to do whatever they're doing and really excel at it. I think it all boils down to the way you approach it as an individual, how you approach it and how you manage to bring a team together for that common purpose. I think it's also good to also spend lots of time doing some research and understanding who your competitors are and looking for what unique ways would make you stand apart from everybody else. Looking for those unique value propositions such that if I'm a coach, go make a presentation, another company is called go make a presentation, what are those unique ways that I'll be driving? Since I know what my competition is offering, what are those unique ways that I'll be driving to help me stand out from the competition? So we're looking for those values that will be very useful to your customers. You have to understand who your customer is, and then you've got to build unique values. Because competition is going to be there. And you find huge companies. You see probably you're doing something very nice, and then you pour money into develop something similar to that. And you might go home that day probably feeling very bad and let down and all that. But then you've got to still go back to your fundamentals. You need to fundamentals and ask yourself, what is that I can do to help me stand out from the competition? And those unique value propositions, I would say those are very important.
So it's a question of focusing on my strengths, the ones that I think are my strengths that are totally unique from the rest of the competition. Is there anyone else who probably would want to contribute to what I think Boniface is saying? Okay.
Probably I should add to that. In the business that we operate in, it's always the same business. In the weekend. I mean, we sell services at that point. You will get them from service providers, packing them somewhere, and then go sell them. So, for market extension, people who are looking at entering this market, the easiest way for most of these guys is to have to some levels that you cannot sustain a business from. So sometimes my sales people will probably go and they go in some of these companies, and we stand out in almost every apart from the cost income. Sometimes we can do the quality, but again for us it has to be a business that we can sustain and all that. So I tell to see people looking at competing on cost as a good thing. I mean, it's not really a bad thing, but I think it goes down to looking at those unique value propositions apart from the cost that can help you differentiate yourself from the competition. And it also helps when we look at it that way. We realize that yes, there are guys who are price conscious, but then we look at if you explain to them what additional value you add, they will not so much look at the cost, they will mostly go for the value because they feel, yes, I'm paying this much, but I feel I'm getting value for the same. So I think that's also very important.
I seem to have a lot of memories. So immediately going first one that particular category. The first thing was money. I think you got money directly from the investor before you actually moved in and got a desk at the corner.
Yes.
Just take us through the process of getting the money. What was the biggest challenge of getting that money? What happened at that stage of getting money? I mean, if you're a young person, you're second year from university, and you've been given X amount of money for starting a business, what do? Do you buy your laptop first? Maybe you have a Windows 95, so you go for a MacBook or this one. Do you hire 5 people do you pay an advertiser, just get a whole page of nation?
Yeah.
What do you do? Like, what happened? What are the challenges? Because I know that's hard even for me to make decisions on such things.
Yeah. This thing, I mean, when we got this money, we were told that this is what we call seed funding. We had no idea what seed funding was. But we knew it was some capital. When we were schooling, we only hear is capital. When we start a business, we need to have capital. But then we come to realize that there are so many different variations and forms of capital. So we never had an idea of how to categorize it, but we didn't care that much. We still have a little bit of but I think we have to be wise. We have to be wise for how to use it. As you say, the guy who had a laptop whose screen was broken, and he was our main sales guy. So he's the guy who was supposed to go see customers, and he still had to gather some courage to carry his laptop. And despite it being broken, and we didn't play it well. Despite having, we had around 30 million machines. Which puts a lot of money in by today's standards. So much money for a guy who's just fresh on college, the news and never. He got him was 20,000 from census to that. So that was so much money. And my investors didn't put me in education. Like you have to go and ask them, should I do this much? No. But we knew we were in this for the long run. And we knew we didn't have a very sound business model then. So if we went around with this cash, we would suffer on the long run. Before we develop the right business model, you are going to suffer. So we decided to sit on this, we would pay ourselves, and we didn't have very high demands. 15,000 a month was quite good.
Let us pause it 1 minute.
Yeah.
How many you switched to we? How many were you at that point?
Oh, we were 6 of us. We were 6 of us. So we would each draw around 15,000 a month. And we all lived in our one used to be bedroom house. So we would put these resources together and make food and continue to rent and all that. To try to save on little that we had before we figured the right business model. So that is one of the things that we did do at that particular time. I don't know how the question has been answered. Yeah.
Just a spider question.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Elsie. I'm wondering, 6 people, how
Yeah.
do you ensure that one guy isn't the flamboyant type that wants to go by just more to be? And even decision making, how easy or hard was it when you have 6 people, decision making might be hard.
Yes, it was quite hard. But I think despite there being a team, regardless of how many people, there needs to be a leader, somebody who will say, this is what you're doing. And that leader should be good enough to earn enough respect from his colleagues, such that if we say this is what we are going to do, then people are going to respect that. Then you do it in such a manner that you are not doing it for the sake of yourself or your colleagues. Sure, these guys are your friends. Guys will be known for so long. So, but you're doing it, putting the interest of this company. That has to be clear from the money. We are taking some of these decisions, putting the interest of this company first. And you make people realize that and understand that you shouldn't probably have hardships moving forward. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure at the beginning you were working before you got the money.
Yeah.
Like meeting numbers.
Yeah.
How did you keep your members in touch and this work? How did you keep them like integrating?
Okay.
They're not trusting the idea.
So this is how it happened. So initially this thing was entirely my project from Lewa. But then you go to a point where you have to work with a few guys because you can't do it. So you have to figure out, hey, we think we need to introduce this into schools. We think we need somebody to go talk to some other organization, probably goes and did. I need some other guys to. So we were divided into three categories. We had somebody who did public relations, we had guys who did sales, and we had the developers now, people who just develop. So that's how we organize. And getting these people together, it had, first of all, you as a leader have to be in a position to sell the vision. If there is this vision that you have with you, and probably not everybody is going to buy that. So it's your responsibility to find ways to break it down into pieces that people can take up and understand, and hopefully will buy that vision. So if you can do that, and people can see, you can actually articulate the vision so well, and people can see the potential. I believe people will probably take it up. That is one. We probably have other reasons why they wanted to come in. At that particular moment, we were doing all these TV interviews. Probably that should also have been a factor that some will also be seen on TV. Some will be seen on newspaper. Yeah.
Those six of you still together? Curious.
Perfect question. I think I always get that question.
Very curious. You all together.
Yeah.
And if you're living together, the personal relationship with the dynamics of that, who did not clean their dishes, who were the people, did that come into the business and affect how you related at work, so that you also sort of managed living together?
I think what tied us together was the fact that we were friends. And even way before some of us got into this, we used to do some of these things in campus. One of the guys' responsibility was to go buy stuff to eat. Some other guy used to, my duty was to wash the dishes. So I used to do that all the time. So we never had, we didn't have those issues back at home. I mean, it was so nice. So, and we were living in this room, and people have needs. And guys would bring in girls and you chase away for a weekend. This happened. But then you didn't get that getting into the business, because when it comes to work, there is what you want to do as a team, and you have a mission to accomplish. And it has to be done. It has to be done. So.
Yeah, she asked that very interesting question.
Okay, so it's a long story. We are not together.
We have the time.
We still are not together. We still are friends, because these guys do what she has done. So we're not dead. We got to go and they have to do activities of the meeting. Sometimes they are required to approve decisions that we make. But at some point, they have to move. And so, how did they have to move? So, this is what happened. So, when we were doing most of these things, competing with Mayoda and Naila and winning awards and all that, this was during the long vacation. So, we had like 3 months to spare. But in order to a point where, in October, guys had to go back to school. And for me, it was clear. Once I got into this, there was no way I was going to continue schooling. So I deferred my studies and decided to focus on this thing. But for my most other colleagues, they weren't ready to do that. They weren't ready to defer studies and focus on this, despite them owning shares and playing to buy bearings and having money. So, so guys will go to school, and some of them will probably come in later in the evening after the classes. I will probably spend, the entire day sitting there and try to do something. So go to a point where we weren't, or I wasn't seeing progress. I wasn't seeing much of determination from these guys. So I sat them, I remember it was also there. We sat also there and decided to talk about it. And so the question was very simple. Are you going, who is willing to leave school and help us, or help me focus on dealing with this company. And most of them were willing to do that. And so a decision had to be made very fast, and let's have to go.
Here's the question.
Yeah.
You guys were 6. Did all of you own, did all of you have equal shares?
No.
You were the majority shareholder.
Yes, yes.
So you just
Yes, I didn't want to use that term, but in a way, it's a little bit harsh, but it's very good.
Okay, my question goes out to that for all the user/customer experience.
Yeah.
How did you get over that? And the next question is the buying and also how you market your products.
Okay. So there are 2 questions. There is one on the user experience and another on marketing. So let me attempt to answer the first one. So on user experience, again, when I introduced myself, I did say, which I still believe in, it's a continuous process of trying to improve and trying to learn. So when we started, I think we had 0 experience business. None of us had ever run a business successfully. So in fact, we go see customers, like university guys, shirts and jeans and all that. And you're expecting somebody to give you their money in that way. So these are lessons that we learned along the way, that there is, it's not, you look at it, it's probably not a big issue to you. But to other guys, it's very important that you present yourself. So we learned to time to understand our users. And even when we started, we sort of looked at just getting in with interested. Are you a school? Are you a church? Anyone who is interested in business service. But then that wasn't working. So we had to go back to the drawing board and we asked ourselves if we were to choose 2 customer categories to focus on, who would they be? And we settled for schools. Because initially this whole idea began as from wanting to solve issues in schools. And then we also settled for utility companies that send bills every now and then. So it has been a continuous process of refining ourselves. Even when we go to schools, you don't just, when schools are grown, you have public schools, private schools, international schools. So again, we have to narrow down the market into those that we thought were the best fit for our service. So we came up with a number of categories. If we are to get, if you are to define who our potential customer is, what are those features to define them? And we realized that for schools, we do high schools, for example. They had to have 500 students or above, they had to perform well, the school had to have this nice infrastructure. The point here is, are they able to pay for what you're asking for? Because you go to a public school, which mostly are financed by the government, there could be issues there. And you cannot afford to spend time using that money. Well, yes, you know that the same money that you want is what is good to sustain. So it has been a continuous process of refining, trying to better ourselves. So that is on the user experience. On the marketing side, again, we were clueless when we started. Just visiting events, for example, we go to school events. We hear that there are school kids for 15 years. We go there and try to pitch our product. But after some time, we realized that that wasn't working so well for us. So we sat back and came up with a different strategy whereby instead of they coming to us, we should go to them. And we were not going to do any advertisement. We've never done advertisement. We never do that. We never do marketing per se. Our job is to visit people. We go see them and we request a few minutes with them. And we talk to them about our services and how beneficial it's going to be for them. And that has been a game changer for us.
Back to your team.
Yeah.
Do you regret the decision you made hiring 6 people? Or you don't regret? That's one. The second one,
Yeah.
When you talk to them, you say you still talk to them.
Yeah.
When they look back, do they sort of regret having left you?
Okay.
Can I add to that question? So it's the same question.
Yeah.
So I think the first thing I asked what I regret,
Yeah.
and the second one was team members. The team members were great. And the third question is I definitely remember that one. I think both of us remember that one. I was seated here on the desk here. And you had fired the entire team. So you had 3 million or whatever you had spent, now you were alone in the company. I remember Frankie was so distressed, he sat on the window seat. He sat on the window. How did you rebuild the team? Because fine, now you've come back. You're a programmer, you weren't a CEO then. I remember you didn't even want to be a CEO. So how did you rebuild the team over and about the questions?
Okay. I'll take them as very different questions. The very first one is that, no difference. Because it's going to do what is best for the team or what is best for the company. And if you take into consideration the fact that they are friends, so you don't act on that, then you're likely to go down and you don't want that to happen. So regardless, it doesn't matter whether it's your friend, your sister, or your brother. If somebody makes a mistake, they have to know it's a mistake, and if they don't change, they have to go. I mean, you could probably be right, and you could be wrong, but if that is, you're doing that with the interest of this company at heart, it's the right thing to do. Socially and social-wise, it's probably not the right thing to do. I mean, you mess up people.
Draw for 0 KCB home loans.
But then you have to go back. Like for me, I think it wasn't easy, but I looked at all the sacrifices that I made. I said that I will be far from school to focus on this thing. And since I enjoy a very close relationship with my parents, so I had to go back to them and tell them I'm leaving school and focus on something else.
How did they take it?
It wasn't easy. Yes, it's one of the hardest moments in fact, it's the hardest moment in my life. Yeah, my parents shed tears. Of course, I mean, I had managed to score very good marks, the best students in my school, among the few very distance. So there is this entire village that has schools. They are transferred on you. And they had come, they knew we went to university, we were even invited. Some of them have said that when you graduate, we are going faster to come and visit so it happened. So when you go there and you have to tell your parents, I'm not doing this anymore, it's not easy, and it wasn't an easy decision. They cried, and to date, I still go back to this one. But I thank God we are very supportive sometimes, but we are very supportive.
Do the second question?
Yeah.
Do your friends regret it?
I don't know that. Because honestly speaking, I'm not sure they will be very honest with me regarding that. But when we will still share this company, we are working way much more than we did then. Some of them will work some their shares today. They'll probably be millionaires. I doubt if they will still regret those decisions. So, you know what I mean? Knowing that we are doing this for the company. Yeah.
Okay. So you have fired in quotes.
Yes.
You want to use that term. So you have fired the whole team. There you are, Sam is there. You're seated on the window.
Yeah.
You don't want also to be a CEO, but you have a team that you need to build.
Yeah.
How did you go?
I got off quitting. I thought I should just walk to my investors and tell them, hey, there's money, this is how much we spent, and yes, goodbye. But we sat with Sam and we had a very manly conversation with them. And I think one of the things that I still take from that day is that, regardless of what we are going through, life has to move on. And you do a lot of sacrifices to get where you want. You can't just sit back and say, I'm done. No, you've got to find some courage and reveal yourself, take some time off and rethink and look for ways to still keep moving forward. And that is what we did. I sat there for I think a month, because it was January and February 2012, yeah, it was good. So I sat there for 2 months, every day reporting to us at 7:30, leaving at 8:30. Running that time that I spent gave me the understanding to really know what I wanted and what should be done to move forward. That's how I came to think we need to hire this person, to hire that person, to hire that person. And one of the guys who really started for this entire time was actually referred to us by Lee and Sam from America. He's used to be a friend of Sam's mom. So I got referred to him by Sam. And the guy he done a diploma in theology, he done a diploma in IT, but then he was very talkative, very nice. The guys he would be extremely free. So we were looking for a guy to do sales. And this guy said we would actually hire him right now, but we think we need him more than we do. And so I took him up and he's been very good. Today. Kind of sitting in the PC doing sales. Yeah.
I think his first customer was me, man.
Yeah. That was the first customer.
So apart from this, my mom was a primary school head teacher, and so they needed to install software. And I think he just went back and he
Yes.
I was impressed.
Yeah.
I have good points with my man. And software man. Okay, because there's a question.
Thank you. So I'm going to take you back to the difficult times.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, entrepreneurs and human beings, they go through the emotional turmoil that most people do. So I'm wondering, how did this affect you emotionally, and what did you do to make sure that you keep following to, having partners who are helping you, parents who are pissed off because you go to school, you have a team, an emotional bit of it for music life, and how do you make sure that that doesn't come to haunt you?
Let me just even add, as you answered, because that's the honest, the lowest point of you running the business, or are there other lower point that you've ever gone?
You probably don't have
Oh yeah, so
one of the lowest humans. Yeah. There will be others.
that's the one that you remember.
Yeah.
So you probably pick yourself.
So what was it like? Do you go
Luckily, when I was making, when we were making that decision, it was on a politics, so we were just about to pay for. And I think we made like 2 days before, and so after we made that decision, and I just went home, back to my shacks, and I think those 2 weeks I spent at home, not thinking about it. I think that was the key. Not thinking so much about it. Were not helpful. But then, regardless, you still have to come back and you still remember that these were the friends that fired, which is not nice. But I think passion is the key. You're so passionate about something, and you understand that there will be setbacks, but you got to keep moving. Passion. Yeah. Yes.
So I have a question about how far you've gone, or how far you've come with the system. So I mean, can you speak about like how many organizations you've been able to sign up?
Okay.
And how you managed to do that with a team of 6 or 7?
Yeah, in fact, we used to be 4 guys. Sometime last year, we just brought up a few more guys late last year. Again, it goes back to the question of that lady had. You have to understand if you are told to list types of customers or that customer who you feel is the most sufficient for the service that you offer, you go to be able to look like that because you cannot really satisfy everybody. You go to priorities, you go to be so choosy about the customer because you don't have all the resources. You probably have two guys or at most two guys helping you do the sales. And who actually still has some funds to help us during that time when we are not people. Most of them don't have that. So we are, the little money that we are getting has to be used extremely wisely. So you have to be extremely choosy on the types of customers that you want to serve. And we settle for schools, as I said, companies. And as far as schools are concerned, we have around 2,000 schools that we serve. Most in high school. That's around 70% of the market. We hope to understand that. And the other day, we actually entered into a partnership with the private schools relation because this year we want to focus on private schools. And we have like 10,000 members. So we entered into a nice MOU with them. We hope to get at least half of those schools from the 3 last time. But we have to start from that customer who we felt was the most efficient or the most deserving, and then scale it upwards.
So if 4 people reach to 2,000 schools.
Yes, that's it. It has almost 2 years. Yes, we used to move from county, we go to this, we call them sales campaigns. So we go to county A and set up campaign for like 2 months. Make sure that every school that we need to see is seen. And not just seeing that, they also pay for the sales. So that's how we do it. And we are still doing that every day. Yeah.
Without that number, how do you train each and every client you get, and how do you satisfy each and every need of your client?
Okay. Satisfaction. So number one is that we again it goes back. I don't know how I'm saying it. Goes back to understanding that customer. We deal with schools, and most of these schools you guys know the types of guys who fight computers in schools. Sectors. People who are probably just getting introduced to computers. So number one, you got to design your system in such a manner that it is super simple for these guys to understand what it does, and that this kind of people can actually make use of it without you having to be there to learn them how to do it. So that has to be one of the aspects. But knowing how competent your users are, and they're not complaining. That's how it is. You can change that. So what you can change is yourself and the approach that you use. So we decided that we are going to use a very simple approach. Look at the phone, and most of these guys have phones. And so we do a system that borrows a lot from our roadblocks. You have an address book or what you call a phone book, and people know that's where I have all my contacts. Then we have an outlook. That's where I store all my addresses. It's actually for us. Then we now build up the feature to help them send exam results, a feature to help them send fee balances. But it had to be from understanding that particular customer, and then knowing that these are their problems, and finding a way to do it in a manner that is very simple for them, and in a manner that they can do it. Yeah.
Okay. On the same line, like, how long does it take you to sell to? You just mentioned that most of the clients that you're dealing with, like, for selling to, okay, they have very basic computer skills.
Yes.
Like you don't have computers.
Yeah.
So your sales process, how long does it take to sell basically to one client on average?
Okay. So this is how we go about the sales. We have a very simple strategy. It's all based on referrals. So if say I'm visiting school in, I mean, we plan to visit schools in Mombasa County, for example. So this problem should apply to everybody or their business, but that's how it works for us. So in case somebody is quite influential in that particular business, and this probably brings to a school that performs extremely well, And then we go to them and make them an offer that they can refuse. In next stage, we are hoping that they will give us the references. And we then persist and ask them, if you could give us, I have 10 schools I'm targeting, I very much appreciate you giving me the phone numbers and names of these school principals. And I'm going to use you as a reference point. So we call them, hey, Mr. Plan, my name is this and that. I've been referred to you by this and that. This is what I've done. And I've done it at that particular school. So that has been a game changer for us. The fact that we use references, because it's all about building trust. That's the key. It's not even about references. It's all about gaining trust from your potential customer. What do you do to gain trust from them? And we saw that the very best thing for us to do then was to get somebody who is very influential, and this person will help us get a footing in a particular space. So that will probably take. I mean, to go to one school, you only need to go there, see the principal, and most of the times you'll get it.
Okay, just one follow-up question. I noticed like sometimes last year, you introduced a subscription fee of about $9.99. Yeah. Earlier, I believe you did not have it. Like, why did you introduce it?
It's I think the point here is trying to grow the business. We still have the free plan, so people can still use that, which is quite efficient. It's probably very much better than what everybody sees. Most of these are guys don't use subscriptions. So our free plan is still very much better than what is happening. But then in fact, we can still introduce a few premium features for the heavy users, for example, and we can charge a subscription fee. Hopefully, help us also increase our revenues. It's not very popular, by the way, to be honest. People don't like it, but then there are people who appreciate that. And this is the standard all over. Subscription businesses are very difficult. You've got to find a way to build unique value. That particular person will see the value in paying a fee every month, a fee every month. If you're not doing that, it becomes very difficult. And also, it's very challenging for us. But the key was growing revenues. We got to be necessary.
Also, get reminded of the hashtag, yeah? It's scale up, and then at scale up, and at Tech Sahara.
I take it back to the funding of the competition.
Yeah.
However, look back and thought what you didn't win and you didn't get a cash, how simple or hard will. However, basically have that sort of philanthropy and so on. And you basically not how everything will have changed or how everything changed because you actually got a cash. But I know I understand having run a startup for 2 years, basically from bootstrapping and living on the little that you can, the little that the sales team can bring a lot of hard. It's a lot of hard work to scale it.
Okay.
It's been scary.
Okay. That is a very nice question, and that takes me back to some conversations we had with Acumen Fund. Acumen Fund is based near Air Center. So we look at investing in social enterprises. Enterprises that will probably have a social impact on the society. So they invited us, they felt that we had something really nice. They invited us, and so I went there to make a very smooth presentation. And the way to look at it, which I still do, is I'm at point A, and my mission is to get to point B. So I do two nights. So if you give me funding today, actually funding, give me this funding that I'm looking for, what you'll do, in only accelerate my getting to point B. But if I don't get it, I'll still get to point B, it'll take me longer to get there. That is still how I see it. And I don't probably would have struggled, would have been difficult, but point B actually we have to get to point B. Yeah, because the mission has to be point B. That is still how I see it.
Okay. Quite a number of questions. I'm ready to understand. It's supposed to be an hour.
Exactly. We are way past. So we are way past time. So the two more. Are you going to take the three questions here? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 9, 5. I think I'm going to try and look at some questions. Number one, there's a day you walked in and Safaricom blocked your service. And that's a challenge, of course. You say there was a lowest point, there was a point you couldn't send messages completely because your channel distributor just blocked you off. Yes. So maybe people won't understand what happens when you're depending on a third party to do something for you and suddenly they say, I have to send a go. So, or whatever it is the case was. And I remember we treated and complained and talked about it. Yeah. Then there are two incidents. And probably for the next session we call you because I want you to talk about this one incident where I was in Europe and I had an investor and they refused to take money. And later he said he regret not taking money. He said he should have taken it. But he also had a good reason now for me to respect it. And those are another incidents where I called the CNN wanted to interview you and you didn't want to come. But when it happened, it also accelerated your business. Yeah. Moments where you probably you thought I shouldn't do this, but then when you did it, you thought I should do this, and then you did. So you can just clarify what happened in those two instances in the Safaricom one. Okay. You want to answer one and one because
I might not be in a position to digest all this, so I probably
you start from here and then you finish it.
Yeah. So answer. Okay. Yeah. So as I say, the way this business works is that it's not a good business. Sometimes when you have a business where you have to learn somebody, not somebody might get hooked up with us and then decide to shut you off. Luckily, there are some laws prohibiting that from happening. But I mean, they who they are, they try to do that. So this is how it used to work. Way before then, we would bypass Safaricom and other service providers. We go to India. The service was super cheap. We buy them at 0.7. But Safaricom was really expensive. We didn't afford that. So Safaricom, guess what? Point where you're seeing so much traffic from people who are doing bad SMS and that in the campus. So one day they decided they don't specify anyone that we're going to shut off international service traffic. And they did that. And so we got no idea. We tried to ask ourselves, why are we sending messages? And people are actually sending them. So it's after some time that why I started getting around that, hey, Safaricom has shut off international traffic, and it would get notified by our suppliers that yes, we don't have a problem on our end, the problem is with service providers. It started as a Safaricom. And so we looked for ways to bypass it. So a number of them. We would use, for example, an orange line. We would send a message from an orange line, for example, and we still have it delivered. So we started doing that. But eventually we had to conform to what Safaricom had said we need to do. So we started to buy these things from them. Of course, that set us back because we weren't prepared to buy them as expectedly as they were giving them to us. But we had no option. So that had to be done. So I think that is one. Point number two is Sam, as he has said, had traveled to Europe to meet some investors. And he had managed to score a nice deal for us. I don't know how much money it was. Yeah, but we didn't take it. We didn't take the money. And whenever I tell people, even today morning, we had a conversation with my employees. We had a new one who just came in. And I tried to explain why we do this. Money is not really the bad thing. We all want to get rich from the driving class. But if you're in a business, then the way I see it is you've got to find a way to make it and not rely on sponsors and donors to fund your business. You've got to find a way to ensure that the business is getting investment. So that's how you grow. I'm giving us a challenge of naming any one successful company that you know that has made it from getting donors to fund them or NGOs to fund them and all that. So free money is good, but if you want to build something that will need a scale and be there for 3 million years, you've got to understand that the business has to sell, and that's the only way to success. If this single company, you know what's there, has gone where they are because they can sell services. They do not rely on, it's not bad, but it has to get to a point where you say, I think we need to find ways of making money. I think that was the decision. That is what informed the decision back then and even today.
Let me add some quick something to that because I remember the conversation clearly. One of the key things as a startup is whoever is giving you the money, what are they asking you to do? Because donor funding is really good. I mean, yeah, I'm good for free money. You have a 2K right now before you to work, and that's okay. But what is that person asking you to do? I remember going to say, if you take this money, we will take it towards this direction. And that was it. That was the answer. Yes. The answer I gave the people in the audience. Everybody actually respected that answer. It was not easy to hear somebody say no, especially after traveling in a cold country. But yes, if somebody gives you money and they do not take you out of your focus, like, hey, man, just keep doing what you're doing, please take it. Okay? That's all. Yeah, you will need it. I really do.
And then, okay.
Yeah, so mine's just a quick question. Goes back to shareholding.
Yeah.
How did you deal with all these 6 people that probably own, say, half of your company, but are no longer here?
The moment you sign that paper and you got a certificate of incorporation and saying you are owns this much, that guy can just resign and you can do nothing about it. So you've got to deal with that. You've got to let that not bother you so much. Because when you think about it, then you might probably consider, I think I should probably do another company and transfer my customers to that company. I should probably, I don't know, I mean, all those crazy things that you conceive, probably I should be stealing money from these guys. Because, I mean, as a way of paying, getting payback, but you go to let that distraction and put it off. And you go to focus on the mission, which has always been building a Pan-African company. You go to focus on that. And they didn't play a part. So if we are going to then, if you are going to learn from what they did, the best way to do that is to focus on building this company. There are so many mistakes involved. So you got to not let that go easy out.
Really?
Yeah.
I discussed the match really. Yeah.
I'm fine.
Just
I'm loud enough. Okay, I'm wondering whether you went back to school and to finish your degree, and what should, if you dropped out of school, this takes me to the drill of Steve Jobs and every successful person who has dropped out of college.
Yeah.
And what you actually think about our H4 system, is it incompetent? Because, and what sharpens your ideas? Who is your mentor? Where are you just intrinsically, do you know what to do? Yeah.
Yeah, nice question. So, number one, I never got to private school. I thought the way I've always wanted to lecture people and probably, I'm not to go back to school and do it for the sake of probably being a lecturer. I don't know how when that will happen, but probably it will happen one day. Question number two, what do I think of the education system in this country? I think it's flawed, seriously flawed. And why joining? So we are not in a position, for example, as a startup, to hire experienced people, people who've been doing their share elsewhere. We're not in that position. So what we do, we look for fresh college graduates, and the assumption then was that some of these guys know what to do. But then we find, despite some of them have this code, really good grades, they are probably not in a position to serve the business the way you anticipated. So you have to go back to the basics and train them and show them how you do it. Even programmers, show them the ways to new ways of doing it. So I still think, in terms of relevance, it's not good. And we either have to change it probably, which probably the government will do. But then I'm liking what these guys are doing in the school, for example. They have this startup that is teaching people on relevant digital jobs. That is very nice. And we will be willing to support that even financially, especially because that is how you get to stimulate the market and stimulate the guys who are still in school and making them marketable and employable. So I think we need to change that. It's either I don't think the government changing it. It's us, and especially people who are in tech, people who are running companies like I do, probably work personally with guys like the team, Naira and the rest, looking for ways to equip people with skills that will make them useful. Because the few of those guys who be doing super startups, we can afford to pay them. Because they are busy working for Intel, for example, busy working for Microsoft, and all these international companies that are set up shop here. So we can afford to pay them. So we got to go back and work with what you have. It takes time to get somebody to that level that you want, but it's a price that you are willing to pay, for the sake of continuity. Finally, talking about mentorship, people who I look up to, I'm a big fan of Steve Jobs. That doesn't mean that I dropped school because of him.
Now I understand where you went for these issues.
Yeah. I like it.
Even the firing of the employees.
No. I admire what he's done, and I look up to building something that resonates with so many people. But I tend not to imitate him because that would be wrong to do that. But then, that's the lesson that we get from somebody who has made it, and hopefully he will use the same and get to a point where you feel you want to get to.
That's it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
As a developer, have you ever built something probably when you're setting out and you think that this is too easy? How can I convert this into a business? Are people willing to buy into my idea? It's just too easy.
Okay.
Have you ever had that feeling?
They look at it. Look at it the way back then. It has to be the first of all. It has to be extremely. So when you look at as a developer, there are two ways. It's either I make it easier for myself as a developer at the expense of my user. Because if I'm looking for those easy ways of making this software to be easy for me, it's possible that it will probably be difficult for my users. There could be so many use cases that we can explore to further talk about it. So whatever you do, you go to make it to be easy enough and simple enough for people to get it. Because you want to keep there and harmony these things on there. So initially when we started, I took time to study things to do with user interfaces, how do you design user interactions. And I read agenda done by Apple Human Assembly guideline, talking about how you design software, for example, to make it easy. And easy not just about simple, it has to be, the experience has to be super simple for people to get it. So you learn from that. And then you also have to know and ask yourself, am I solving a real problem? It could be solving a problem, but it's very complex. So you've got to go back and very that's very complex. So you probably are not solving that problem so well. So it has to be a solution to a problem and it has to be done in a very easy way. Most of the times, trying to get rid of those bells and whistles. I think that's what they say. Trying to get rid of all those things that are not necessary and only remaining with what you think would be the most important for your user.
Okay. Mine is to know, I'm interested to know, how did you identify the right man? That's one. And then before the 3 million, that's definitely some stuff you're doing.
Yes.
What did you do to raise money to facilitate your operations before you got the money?
Okay. I didn't get the first one.
how did you identify your co-founder or your right hand man?
Okay. Um, they were friends. They were friends. I think it can start from.
Sorry,
Yeah.
before the 6, after the 6.
Yeah.
So do you have a right hand person or you're now calling the shots yourself?
Most of the times I call the shots.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But regardless, I believe in engaging the team. Most of the decisions that we make at same time are team driven. So we sit down and just do something. My work is to simply facilitate. And if people are deviating from the direction, then it's my job to bring it back. But it's all about teamwork. Regardless of you being a person who the call sessions, I don't believe it has to be a leader, you know that. But we go to build that environment, that environment that people feel included in what you are doing. And people buy into what you are doing. So you have to involve them in most of these decisions. And when we are talking about, for example, building products, like you're doing it now, so we have to sit and do this for a few weeks. Every morning sitting on a whiteboard and we bring ideas so that we do. We brutally discuss them and the idea starts out, we take it up, it doesn't, so we move on. So we go to find a way to involve people. That's the mistake that people make, getting the process figure. I think when I came to Nigeria, one of the things that I learned very early enough is the way Sam was engaging the guys who used to work here. He was still do. And there was no that process figure. I think that is the lessons I have learned from the one. And every time you have a person, you make it clear to them. You don't have a boss around you. You only have a team leader. And it's not specifically say this is what I think we need to do, and then you bring in those ideas. Not something that, especially as a young company, as a young startup, you've got to be able to do that. So that is one. The other question was what?
It was on before you got the funding.
Yeah, before, yes. Helm was a source of funding for me. I started a few houses when we travel around. The other one would be contributions from parents. For my parents. Everybody gave me 10,000 shillings. That helped me register a business register, not a corporation. I also bought a domain and did hosting and influence of travel here and there. Yeah.
So at no one point before the funding, did you ever think of
No, I was still in school, so most of the time I was preoccupied with schoolwork. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
What are the last words or a sentence or 2 sentences that you might leave with guys who, I know the crowd may probably have mixtures of people who wanting to start out, and then you already have entrepreneurs who are just starting out also, and others who are established. So from your, since 2012 till date, what kind of advice would you give entrepreneurs, especially with regards to why we came here today, with regards to failing and failing up? Is it usually at the end of the one, or can you pick yourself up? Like, what is this advice that what you've learned from all that aspect of, yes, I've had these people and all the time throughout your whole journey of entrepreneurship? What thing would you say?
So there is one quote that I have from the guy called Winston Churchill. So he said this during the Second World War, and he talked about moving on, regardless of whatever you're doing. If you know what the end game is, you know it's going to be. But for there to be a way, you don't have it, you've got to find passion, that thing that helps you wake up every day. To go work and better yourself or the company. That to me has been the key thing, the passion that I have something I want to accomplish, understand that failure and setbacks are part of the process. I don't really look at them as losses. I come to my lessons and move on. Because we've got to get to our feet. Yes.
That is usually irrespective of whether you get help from outside,
yes,
or you have to do it, but you just have to get it out.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to find a way to do it. Yeah.
Okay. So I know most of you have lots of questions, and I know we could probably even stay till midnight. Yeah. But I'd just like to remind you that his Twitter handle is at Uncle Boni, B-O-N-I. Yes. Yeah. Uncle Boni, B-O-N-I. And I mean, you can just, send him a tweet and just asking all these questions. I know he's willing to reply. Apart from that, we'll have this moment, even after this, just to network and ask all those questions that you probably did not have that opportunity to ask. And yeah, so we have at the 9 Lab, anyways, I've had lots of stuff he had broken, and we use that word, and some was there to comfort him. So, yeah. And you can just get in touch also with at the 9 Lab and just get to ask all these questions that you might have. And I know some is a very easy to take all these questions. So, at this moment, I'd like to please clap for Bonfestival as he goes and talks to see. So I'd like to welcome Josie. And there's a reason also you have to welcome her. She'll tell you why she's the person who needs to close this thing. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. I hope the session has been helpful, has been insightful. I hope you've learned. I hope you've picked some pointers. I believe all of us here are either entrepreneurs or on our road to be entrepreneurs. And it's something that we can all gather from each other. Now, as Frank has said, my name is Josephine. I work at the NILAB, and I also work for Tech Sahara. Now, I'm sure all of you are wondering, no, this thing you're being forced to what is it? So Tech Sahara is a site, it's a blog, it's a news blog that is here to write stories about entrepreneurs, about the business industry, about what you guys are doing and how you're making it different for us. It's time for us to stop being told we're just doing fluff. We're not doing fluff, we're doing stuff. And if we can't tell those stories from you people, then we're failing. So this is the blog that will start telling that story, and you all need to follow Tech Sahara. Both on Facebook, it's Tech Sahara. On Twitter, it's Tech Sahara. You need to go to the site, it's techsahara.com. That's where you will get the stories that you need to read, the stories that you need to hear about the industry. It's not just Kenya, it's also Africa. What are we doing? How are we changing it? And the reason for Fail Up Tech Sahara is Fail Up is a concept by Tech Sahara. The reason for Fail Up is we decided there's a time that we all need to start talking. As startups, we are losing our voice. We're not talking to each other. We're not sharing our stories. We're not sharing our concerns. We're not sharing our challenges. We're not growing each other. And this is the time for us to do this. And this is the reason for Fail Up. Now, the exciting part, I hope it's exciting for all of us and it's exciting for me. The exciting part is this will be a monthly event. So for the next event, book your calendars for 19th of February. Mark your calendars for 19th of February. And follow Tech Sahara to know who is coming up next. We have great speakers, very great speakers lined up. We have big shots in the industry who will be coming up. Probably, let me just do my guess. Yeah. Maybe, just maybe, we might be able to get Mike Mashari of 76 Technologies in the next one, who will come and tell you how he has grown his business. We all know 76 is locally grown. We all know it's come from, where you are right now. But how did he make it such a big business? We also have the likes of our CEO, Sam Kishuru, who has grown NILAB from nothing. His story, man, from sewage is your story, baby. You all need to hear that one. It is not an interesting one. And we have the likes of Hilda, who will be coming up. She's grown a company called Tele, and big things. For them, it's big things. They now watch so much money. This is a forum that you all can't afford to miss in the next year. So for the next one, mark your calendars for 19th. And now I want to ask that each of you knows every person who was here. We are all entrepreneurs, we are all great businesses. If we don't know who's building the next big solution, then you're missing out. You could be sitting to the next, sitting next to who? The next, who's the local big chef? You know? Business. You know, you could be sitting to that CEO who everybody will be referring to, I know that guy. So get to know the person sitting next to you, get to interact, get to socialize, get to know what they're doing, get to know what solutions they're developing, and we will see you on the 19th, yeah? Okay, there's some drinks just behind there, get to know each other, and enjoy your evening, people. If you fill your forms, just drop them at the entrance. Just drop them at the entrance. Thank you.